Hi family, it's Gabby once again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this week is all about Canada. So I'm going to be discussing resumes, job seeking, and everything that you need to know about the Canadian relocation via study visa, via work visa, and the likes. So any question at all you want me to answer about Canada, then feel free to ask under the comment section. Feel free to drop. But the topic for today is how to create a Canadian resume standard for skilled workers that are seeking job opportunities in Canada. First off, let's look at who are skilled workers. I'm very sure that a lot of you have heard skilled workers, job opportunities, skilled workers, visa, skilled workers, and all that. But you are yet to know what the skilled workers is all about. Well, skilled workers are individuals who have specialized knowledge, trainings, and expertise in a specific field or occupation. They have higher education or vocational trainings, or any form of training that qualifies them for a specific role. So it's not limited to those that only went to school. You can actually learn a vocational skills and be experts in that area. So as far as you have professional training, vocational training, or you have the qualification to show that you're an expert, or you are highly knowledgeable in a specific area, then you are a skilled worker. So example of skilled workers include engineers, IT professionals, healthcare workers, scientists, caregivers, legal professionals, marketers, different fields. Skilled workers, they are highly sought after by employers because of their expertise in performing complex tasks within their fields. How do you create a Canadian resume format, to apply for a job as a skilled worker? Let me just tell you that you don't have to be in Canada before you start applying for job opportunities in Canada. You can start applying for jobs wherever you are. Just make sure that you have prepared a good CV that is of Canadian standard and format, so that you can be eligible to get job opportunities in Canada, right? And this particular format is for skilled workers, so I want you to be attentive, pay close attention. And before I dive into it, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on post notifications, like, and please share this information with most of your friends that are interested in relocating to Canada, either as a skilled worker or anyone that is seeking job opportunities in Canada, right? So what is the first step to do when you want to create a Canadian resume format as a skilled worker? The first thing is to use the Canadian standard format. It is very, very important. The Canadian resumes generally follows a format that is different from every other countries, and that is why we have different format that is tailored. Different formats, different countries. Only few countries follow the same kind of formats, right? Like Canada and USA, they follow a kind of format that is slightly the same, but every country have their own standard, have their own format. So the first thing is to make sure that you're using the Canadian format, right? Talking about the Canadian format, you don't necessarily have to put your picture for Canadian format. You just have to make sure that you include your professional summary, your skills, your work experiences, and other relevant sections, right? You have to use a clean, organized layout with clear headings and bullet points. It's very, very important. Canada mostly use the ATS software to scan resumes. So that is why you have to make sure that it is tailored, it is of Canadian standard, because they mostly use the ATS software. So you have to make sure that your resume is of a good layout. And that is the first thing. The number two thing that you need to do is to include your contact information, and that is your name, your phone address, your email address, your phone number, and also your LinkedIn URL. Alright, so if you don't have a LinkedIn account, just know that you need to get one. I don't need to dwell much on that. In this age, in this century, you should have a LinkedIn account, because your LinkedIn URL gives the employer easy access to your online platforms, to what you do online. And LinkedIn is a professional platform where a lot of employers, recruiters, hiring managers use the most, especially in Canada. So make sure that you have a LinkedIn account and put your LinkedIn URL in your contact information. So that is very, very important. And number three, include your professional summary or objectives. And sometimes you can use career objectives. If your career summary or career objective, you are following a career path. And when you're writing your career objective or your professional summary, you have to make sure that it is concise and it is compelling enough. You don't just come up with jargons under your career summary, because this is like your selling point. This is what interests your employers, your recruiters, your hiring manager. This is what get them interested in going ahead with your resume, right? You have to showcase your qualifications that aligns with what the employers want. It has to align with the employer's requirements. So you don't just create any kind of professional summary or career objectives. It is one key point where you need to hook the reader's eyes, and that is your recruiters and hiring managers. And point number 4 is the work experience. This is where, so you have to list your work experience in a reverse chronological order, meaning from the latest work experience to the oldest work experience. And when writing your work experience, please make sure that you include the name of the company, your role, and the location, including the duration. Maybe it is year duration or month duration. You have to include it then, and don't just put the year. Put month and year duration in front of your work experience. And one more thing you should know about your work experience, you have to highlight your duties and achievements or your accomplishments under each work experience. So don't just list out I did this, I did that. No, highlight what you were able to achieve, what you were able to accomplish during your stay at that particular organization, right? Focus on showcasing your achievements and the impact you made in each role. Don't make this mistake. A lot of people make mistake in this area. They just list out the duties. I did this, I served them, I do this. No, it doesn't work that way. There are lots of resumes that are being submitted for a particular role, so you can just afford to submit anyhow resume, trust me. And the next point, so number 5 is the education aspect. This is where you list out your education, starting from the highest level of education to the lowest, right? So this is where you list your degree, your diploma, or the name of the certification earned, and the name of the institution, because this is education, right? You have to highlight the name of the institution. You have to write the name, the location, the graduation year. That is very, very important also. And if you are still, if it's still in progress, let it be there that it's still in progress, or you put the year that you're going to graduate in front of it. If you have additional relevant coursework or academic honors, you can also include them. You can include them as part of your educational, background. And the next point you need to work on is the skills. And now, talking about the skills, if you know that you don't have much work experience, or your kind of role, the role you're applying for is skill focused, then you have to make sure that this skill part comes before your work experiences. And that is that. So talking about the skills, when you're writing your skills, you have to make sure that it aligns with the job description that you want to apply for, and you have to make sure that the skills that you're highlighting are the ones that you actually have. It's something that you can actually project that, yes, this is what I can do. So you have to highlight your key skills, your qualifications, your technical skills, and transferable skills that are relevant to the job. Use bullet points to keep the list concise and so that it will be neat. Don't just jam pack everything together. When you are creating a Canadian standard format, it has to be something that can pass through ATS successfully. After highlighting your skills, then you move next to talking about certifications and licenses. It could be your professional qualifications, training, certifications, licenses. So if you have any certification or licenses that are relevant to your field or the role that you are applying for, include them in a separate section. It could be under the section. Specify the name of the certification, name of the issuing organization, the year or the date of certification is very, very important. Don't just list out the skill, the certification and licenses. I see some people, they just write certified caregiver, certified. You list them out, and you're not writing the name of the issuing organization. You are not writing the dates you were certified. All these things keep sending the wrong signal to your employer, to your hiring manager. And that is why when I work on client CV, I don't like to put half-baked information in their CV, because I know that this can cost them a lot. So make sure that you put the whole information, the full information there, the name of the license, the name of the certifications, the issuing organization, the year. They are very, very important, and make sure that they are arranged neatly. It's very, very important. Also, you can include your language proficiency. You can mention your language proficiency level. You can either put it under the skill area under the skills, or you put it in another area entirely. So you have to make sure that you let them know that you have good proficiency in speaking English or French, or if you have good score in IELTS, you've done IELTS, you've done TOEFL. These languages are official languages of Canada, English and French, and you can also include your scores, so it can boost up your resume. It can boost up your chances. If you have any volunteering experience at all, so you can put it under this particular area. Highlight your volunteering experiences, your role, what you did, your duties and achievements, put it there, and also your extracurricular activities. That is what you have done outside of your normal job, right? So if they are related and relevant to the role that you're applying for, why not? You can also add it. These are the things that boost your chances of getting the job. And sometimes volunteering and extracurricular activities demonstrate your community development services and additional skills and experiences, and that is that about creating a Canadian standard resume. And finally, I would just like to add this: when it comes to customization and inputting keywords, it is very, very important, because these are the things that allows ATS to pick your resume positively, right? When you include the right keywords and you customize this very well, it increases your chances of being interviewed, right? So that means you have to align your skills, your experiences to the role, the job that you are applying for. Don't just create anyhow resume. Make sure that it is tailored towards a particular role that you're applying for, or you can generalize it to like 2 to 3 kind of roles that are interrelated, right? So I understand the fact that you don't have to create different CVs. It's not easy, but there are ways by which you can create like a kind of generalized CV that covers like 2 to 3 different roles. Well, that is a pro secret, so I'm not going to dwell much on that. And also, before you submit your resume, make sure that you proofread it and make sure that you check out for errors or mistakes, because a single mistake can cost you a big deal. So make sure that you proofread it and you go through it thoroughly. And also, don't forget the part of cover letter. This is where you show your genuine interest in a particular role. Make sure that you back up your job applications with a good cover letter. You have to let them know that your skills and experiences is a good fit, for the Canadian job market. So don't just submit any cover letters. If you are able to do all of this, I can assure you of positive response. And make sure that you are making use of the online job boards. We have LinkedIn, we have Indeed, we have Track Jobs, we have different online job boards. So make sure that you are using these online platforms, and I can't wait to celebrate you. And I hope that you got value from this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you next time. Bye.